Dear students, good morning one and all. And today in Management Information System, we are going to the system development life cycle. So, as we know, there are many types of system and where we have many concepts of subsystem in the MIS concept. So, how it will be making their activities in a routine way that is discussed under the system development life cycle. So the meaning of the system development life cycle is it refers to some steps or phases. So SDLC stands for System Development Life Cycle. It refers to some steps or phases. As its name implies, if an expert develops a system through SDLC phases, then the life of a developed system will be long. So what is the purpose of preparing the system development life cycle means the life of the system will be in a long process. So it will go with many steps and again it will back to the originality. Then again it will continue with the steps. That is the system flow. It is a common phenomenon that any organization who wants to create a new system like machine, tool, logical or physical system, they create the system in such a way so that it will have its long life. To create a new system with its long life, an expert number, that is the system analyst, follows some phases. These phases are known as SDLC phases. So to make the system or to implement the system for a longer period, the system analyst or the expert member will go with many steps of planning. And all those steps or phases are known as system development life cycle. And we have the following phases here. So the system development life cycle has the following features like problem identification, requirement analysis, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, maintenance. So these are all the following phases that are involved in system development life cycle. So now we are going to discuss the following phases one after another. So here this figure shows the architectural phases of SDLC. So the system development life cycle architecture has been given in this diagram. As we all know, number first step is problem identification and the second step is requirement analysis and the third step is system design, fourth step is implementation, fifth step is testing, and the sixth step is deployment, and the seventh step is system maintenance. So these are all the following items that is occurred under the architecture of system development life. So now problem identification, as in the name as the name itself, we are going to see we are going to see and discuss about the problem. So here the problem identification in the business activities or the business flow, we will have some problem. So whenever we are facing that problem, then we will go with the system flow. That means we will check the system flow where the problem is occurred, and that concept is known as problem identification. So this is the first and initial phase of system development life cycle. In this phase, the analyst, that is the expert, identify the actual problem for which they want a solution or to create a system. The main concern of this phase is to recognize the real problem. If the problem is significant, then the solution will be useful. Otherwise, the solution will not be fruitful or it will be useless. If the experts work on the unrealistic problem, then the solution is a waste of time, effort, cost, etc. So the problem must be realistic. To identify the problem, the analyst should pay more attention towards it. So it means that where we are having the first thing is problem identification. So The problem identification is the sense where you have to go with the system flow, and the real problem where the system is showing the lack of details or lack of data or information. That particular concept can be taken, and we for solving the problem, either we have to create a system, or in the system if there is any problem, that can be given solution by altering the system. So the first step is you have to go with the problem identification. And now the second step, requirement analysis. After getting the problem identification, the next step is to work on the requirement analysis. In requirement gathering, the analyst think about a solution to a problem. The requirement analysis is a detailed analysis which includes the answer to different questions. So if we find the problem, we will go with the requirement. That means to create a system or to give a solution for a business problem, what are all the requirements we are in need of? We have the following questions to be met, and where we have to get the answer for the question to make this problem solving aspect. So number first one is, what is the problem exactly? We have to identify the problem. And the second one is, what is the solution? So in what way we can go with the solution, and is the solution feasible, whether this particular solution will be apt for this problem, how much time required solving the problem, so how much of the time we have to spend or it will take to give this solution to a question, and how it can be resolved if again any problem occurs, or if we are having any lack of details in solving the problem, how it can be resolved, how many resources will be required. So what are all the supports we need to solve this problem? Do we have sufficient resources to solve the problem? So whether we have all the available, whether we have all the resources that are available to go with the solution part, and what kind of environment required by solution. So what is the in situation and what is the environment that is there to give this solution? So these are all the few questions for which an analyst find real solution. It shows the proper planning to get all solutions in our hands before solving the actual problem. Without proper planning or without knowing the actual problem to work upon its solution or implementation, a system always fails. So we have to go with all the answers that are required for this questions, or else the system will go with the failure model. So this is what about your second. The third one is system design. System design is a blueprint of a solution. It is similar to before making a car. The designer makes a sketch of the car, then connect all parts of the car according to its predefined design. So the process following the steps, that is, first you have to create the logical design, gets design confirmation by top management or decision makers of the company. During the designing process, if any changes required, analysts redesign it. The changes are papers. The changes are easily done because the logical designs reflects on the papers. So it is good to make the required changes on the paper rather than the physical system. Changes in the physical system always make losses to the company in terms of wastage of time, resources, money, etc. So the logical design, the analyst look after on its physical design. The physical design shows the proper connection of components of the system according to the logical system, right? So where we have many concepts related to the system design. System design is nothing but it is a blueprint of the solution. As given in the example, before going for the implementation, we will go with a blueprint and a paperwork, so that if any alteration is needed, we can make all the alterations in the paper we can discuss all the implementations that has to be done, and finally we can go with the decisions or decision making of the implementation of the solution. So it is a small sketch of what we are going to implement in the system. And the next step is implementation. The implementation shows the final integration of the system. Implementation describes how the product will get converted into the final form. There are different components associated with the system, and during the implementation process, all the parts of the systems are linked with one another according to proper plan, so that they can work properly and fulfill the objectives of the system. So this is the next stage. After the system design, we will go with the implementation and where the system will be implemented after the system design. So always the implementation process should fulfill the objectives of the system. So we have to check all the validity of the system, the available resources of the system, then we will go with the implementation process. So the implementation process is the final integration of the system. So the product will be converted into a final form. So all this process will be done under the implementation of the system. And the next one is testing. As we all know, testing is a process to validate the objective of the systems through various steps. So it is a mechanism that makes sure that the system is working properly or not. So we have developed a system, and we have to check, we have to test the system whether it is working properly or not, and that process is done under the head of testing. So different inputs are given and test the output accuracy. So the system is also tested on different parameters like accuracy rate, system feasibility, system performance, load balancing, etc. The testing phase is one of the most important phases of system development life cycle. Once the experts are 100% sure about the system's smooth running process, performance, accuracy, etc., then only they will forward to the next phase. In the testing, there will be some people in testing the objectives of the software or the solution that we have done through. So what happens is these people will check whether everything is working properly or not. So after this testing process gets completed, the experts will after the experts opinion, and after the satisfaction of the experts, they will move this process to the next level. So this is an important phase where we have to go with the particular concept called testing. And the next one is deployment. After successful testing of the developed system, it is deployed to the concerned candidate or company for which it has designed. Deployment is a process to deploy the new one assigned system at clients and customer end. So after doing this testing process, you have to go with the deployment. Deployment is nothing but a successful testing will be done on the systematic concept, and where you will be able to see whether this concern, in what way this concern is helpful to the system, and in what way the concept benefited to the system. All these systems are developed, and all these concepts are understood by having a good deployment. So from in what way it is a new one, in what way it is designed, whether it is satisfied from the customer side, all this process are checked with the help of the deployment. And the next one is the next phase is maintenance, and this is the last step, and this is one of the important most phase in the system development life cycle. Maintenance of the system gives a long life to a new system. After the successful deployment of the system at the client end, at the client end, so it is compulsory to maintain the system in a time to time basis. If any system if the system is maintained properly, then it increases the performance of the concept. So you can see this is purely a system that will always go with the concept. And the life cycle, you have to maintain the life cycle properly to avoid all the uh, bad prints towards the system. And it is most important that this life cycle should be maintained properly. If it is not maintained properly, then you cannot go with the working thing of this life cycle system. And this system life cycle is always a profitable one to the companies. And these are all the things that is coming under the part of. And after making all this, the next concept is system analysis and design. In system analysis and design, we are having many systems to be done over here. So all the systems, after making an analysis, we will implement the design, and we will check whether the implemented system design is working or not, in what way it can be designed, and how come it can be implemented. So all the steps are discussed under the head called system analysis and design. So you are ready with the steps of system life cycle, in what way it can be analyzed with the system and designed. So these concepts are discussed here. Various activities involved in the system analysis and design, like requirement analysis, feasibility study, graphical tools, input output design, code design, data validation, file design, program design, system development, hardware and software requirement, implementation, testing, maintenance, etc. are added in this lesson. These topics will be useful for understanding the system, which will be helpful in designing the system at a later stage. So we have the following items like coding, designing, data validation. As you all know, these are all the basic steps that has to be included in system analysis and design. In earlier days, system analysis and design were concerned with the man-made system involving input, process, and output. But in modern times, system analysis and design deals with the process of examining the and understanding the work of an existing system of an organization, identifying problems with an objective to improve the same through the better method, technology, and procedures. As exactly said, in earlier days, for making a system analysis and design, we have to move with the man-made system. Like we have to involve the concept of input, we have to go with the process, and we have to bind with the output. But in now the modern times, we have a system analysis and design concept, where if you work towards the system, automatically that will come under the concept of the system analysis and design. So this is how we will always work on the system. So generally, the system analysis and design related with the following 5 steps. So the in general, the phase analysis and design related to complete the process of developing a system, which involves the following steps. They are system analysis, system design, system development, system implementation, and system maintenance. As we all know, the system analysis where you have to analyze the system, in what way this particular MIS concept will give a solution to this system, and all the requirements of the system is analyzed under the head of system analysis. And how come this system is designed to implement in the organization, what are all the required details that are needed to make this activity in the business organization. And the third one is system development, where you have to develop the system, you have to upgrade the system to the concept of having the entire MIS to be connected. And the fourth one is system implementation, where you have to implement the system, you have to implement the solution to the problem, as well as the system towards the organization, so that the system implementation will work accordingly to the requirement of the management. And finally, the system maintenance. So the system maintenance, you have to maintain the system regularly with all the required needs and requirements, so that the system will be acting towards the concept. So these are all the things that is there in analyzing the concept. So all these 5 steps are involved in making a system analysis and design. So in today's class, we have discussed the steps that are available in system development life cycle. And finally, to implement this system development life cycle, what are all the analysis and designs that are involved? That is what we have discussed in this class. And thank you all. I hope you people could have understood about the concept of system development life cycle. If you have any queries, you can share your queries in the comment box so that uh, I'll be answering all your queries. Thank you all, and thank you.